What's up guys? So in today's video we'll be discussing about Tawang in the month of May 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of weather, road condition, the places that you should be visiting, overall the amount of time that you need for your trip to Tawang, what kind of gear you need to be packing, and most of all, will there be snow and snowfall in Tawang in the month of May 2025. Now keep in mind that the month of May is a pretty much a transition month in Tawang region. The weather goes from, I would say, from spring into the start of summer. So even though it might rain in other parts of the northeast of India, basically for either in Guwahati or Tezpur, it is very unlikely that you will find rain in Tawang region in the month of May. So this really makes Tawang a very good place to be traveling to in the month of May. With the daytime temperature in Tawang region would be anywhere between 12 degrees to 22 degrees, while the temperature in the nights after sunset, and remember that sunset in Tawang is extremely early. By around 4:35 in the evening the sun will start to dip, and by 5:30 it will be completely dark. So after 5:30 or 6 in the evening the temperature will drop from I would say 10 degrees to 0, anywhere between 0 to 6 degrees. The temperature can even go to minus if it snows. So yes, if you're wondering whether it will snow in Tawang in the month of May, it is possible for it to snow, because weather is something that is completely in God's hand, and it can snow anytime in Tawang, especially in the month of May also. There have been times when it has snowed in the month of May in the past years. Now when it comes to the landscape, the month of May is a very good time because you'll get to see snow-capped mountains along with the snow melting. You'll get to see beautiful flowers all over the Tawang road. So this is a very good time for people who want to get photographs and videos. The month of May is a perfect time for reel making if you're someone who's a content creator and likes creating content, because it's a transition month. Like I said, you'll get snow, you might get snowfall, but you'll definitely get a lot of greenery. You'll also see a lot of lakes, and these lakes won't be frozen like what it will be till, I would say, April. All the lakes in Tawang has over 100 lakes which are formed through glacial water, and these lakes start actually showing up from the month of May. So when you're traveling over here in the month of May, you'll actually get to see countless lakes where you can actually get a mesmerizing view of what these high altitude lakes look like. So it's not only Sangastar Lake, that is Madhuri Lake, that is the key factor. It's along the journey to Madhuri Lake that you'll see, I would say, minimum around 60 to 70 small water bodies which have been formed through glacial melting of ice. Now, what is the best way to reach Tawang in the month of May? Number one is that if you're someone who's considering taking the helicopter, I would personally recommend that it's a very grim chance that you will make it to and fro with a helicopter, because if only the weather is good will the helicopter take off, and this is something which is very dicey and unlikely that will happen in the month of May. Even though the weather in Tawang is very good, it's about the weather in Tezpur and Guwahati where the helicopter has to land back into, which might not be very good in the month of May. So do not rely on the helicopter, but take the road journey. You can either take the bus from Guwahati, or you can take a shared taxi, or you can book a private taxi. That depends entirely on your budget and the kind of travel that you're looking to do. For a solo traveler, my personal recommendation is take the local bus, because that's the best way to get there. These buses are excellent semi-sleeper buses which can be booked online. If you're interested, you can click on the link in the description. You'll get all the details for the bus. Now when it comes to the places that you should be visiting in Tawang, by default you should stay a night in Dirang village and in Bomdila, along with, I would say, a minimum of 2-3 nights in Tawang. You need a minimum of 2 nights in Tawang, because with less than 2 nights in Tawang you're not really going to be able to experience Tawang, because the place definitely needs 2 nights. Without the 2 nights it's impossible for you to go to Bumla Pass and Sangastar Lake. Now when you're traveling to Tawang, you need an inner-line permit which has to be done online from the Arunachal government website. This permit costs 500 rupees per person and can only be done using your email ID and your phone number. You cannot do this via an agency. Now when you have already got your permit and you have decided to go to Tawang, the list of places that you should definitely be visiting in Tawang are: Tawang Monastery by default is a must visit place. Sela Pass is totally worth visiting and traveling through, but remember not to stay for more than 5 to 7 minutes when you're at Sela Pass, because it's really windy and you can end up with a headache if you are not well covered in Sela Pass when you're traveling through that. Remember that Sela Pass is a place where there's a lake called Sela Lake, which is usually frozen in parts even in the month of May. So do not try entering into the lake because it's a holy lake, and you do not want to end up in trouble with the army or the locals by just polluting the place by entering into the lake. So just look at it from outside, and you can sit by the banks of the lake. But best thing is, from the road, take a couple of photos, get into your vehicle and drive off so that you can reach Tawang at the earliest before the weather turns bad. Another must visit place along the way is the war memorials which come. Jaswantgarh is a very important war memorial. It has a lot of history which you will understand when you travel with a local driver. You can ask him and he'll be more than happy to share the information about this legendary Indian warrior. Now, Madhuri Lake, Sangastar Lake, and Bumla Pass and Patsio Lake are all covered in a single day when you're doing the snow points from Tawang town. That's the reason you need at least a minimum of 2 nights to stay in Tawang. Other than this, the Bong Bong waterfalls, which is called the Narong Falls, is also a must-visit place. It has an entry fee of around 40 rupees per person, but it is a mesmerizing waterfall. You can either visit it while going or on your return. Now, keep in mind, if you're taking the bus to Tawang, it's very unlikely that the bus will go via Sela Pass. The bus will do the journey via Sela Tunnel, so you will miss out on Sela Pass, and you will also miss out on the waterfall. But this is a compromise you need to except if you're not going to be spending the extra amount of money to hire a private vehicle and do the journey to Tawang. Now, when you're traveling to Tawang, what are the things you need to be packing for the month of May? Remember that without your sunglasses, don't even leave your home. Without your jacket, do not leave. And make sure that you have a very good pair of shoes. You need shoes which have a good grip because there will be places where there will be snow. I wouldn't say assure you snowfall, but I can assure you that snow will be found at places like Sangastar and at Bumla Pass by default. Even at Sela Pass you will find snow, but just make sure that you have a good pair of shoes so that when you're walking on the snow you do not slide and slip, because that can be really hazardous. Now, when it comes to network, Airtel and BSNL and Jio have very good 4G and 5G network in Tawang and in the entire region. So by default, if you have one of these 3 SIM cards, you will have a flawless experience when it comes to communicating with people back at home and at work. By default, you do not need postpaid. Even prepaid SIM cards work in Tawang region, so you do not need to bother about having only a postpaid SIM. Now, when it comes to the food, remember that the food in Tawang is extremely affordable. You can find thalis for vegetarians ranging from anywhere between 60 to 100 to 150 rupees, and non-vegetarian starting from 100 to 400 depending on what you want to have. There are plenty of cafes also which have popped up in Tawang town which serve really good continental and European food. So you can dive into these cafes if you're someone who's fed up of having the thali system and the local tupka and Maggi every day. Now, the best suggestion that I would give for someone traveling to Tawang in the month of May is do not overpack, because overpacking is going to be your biggest bummer in Tawang. Do not expect it to be warm because it's the month of May. It's going to be extremely cold and windy. And if you're someone who's not okay waking up early in the morning, then Tawang is going to be a real challenge for you, because in Tawang, everything starts off early in the morning with 5-6 o'clock being the norm, since there are early sunsets. So make sure that you're prepared mentally to be waking up with your alarm so that you're not running behind time. And when it comes to having a shower, just avoid having a shower every day, because this can lead to you falling sick. Even on a 1-week trip, if you're having a shower even 3 to 4 times, that's more than enough, because you're not going to sweat as much as you do in the city life. Now, if you're someone who's planning a trip to Tawang, either solo with friends, and you're looking to join a group, we do have group trips to Tawang in the month of May. You can click on the link in the description and you'll get all the details to our trips, which will take the link in the description will take you to our website, which will then further give you the details to our trips. You can check out the various plans that we have depending on the number of people that are enrolling with you, and you can either WhatsApp our team or directly book from our website depending on what suits your convenience best. If you have any queries related to Tawang and you're planning your own personal trip, you can leave a comment in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to help. Do not WhatsApp us for your own personal trip queries on WhatsApp, because our sales team is not entitled to answer queries related to Tawang. They are only entitled to take care of the Tlow trip bookings and queries related to trips that we have listed in our description. For any further queries related to Tawang, again, drop in a comment and we'll be more than happy to help you by replying to your comment. So now, till our next video for Tawang, stay safe, stay happy and stay blessed. Peace.